The Immortal John Hancock, and I am doing this video on Xbox Retro Classics. Xbox teamed up with Antstream Arcade, and that's a service I talked about. I play a lot of that on my Atari VCS. I know it's available on Xbox and PC as well. And this is kind of a weird app that just kind of dropped. I found out about it by watching Metal Jesus Rocks video. Thank you so much. And I thought I'd experience it and give you my thoughts and impressions. While the title says first look, I've tried a couple different sessions with mixed results at best. I've heard other people talk about this online. I wanted to experience it myself. What it's offering is a multitude of classic Activision games, mostly Atari 2600, some DOS, some Amiga, one PlayStation game, one Super Nintendo game, with plans to add additional games in the future. While it's all cool to do Atari 2600 games, I really was interested in some of the other offerings on this. MechWarrior 2 for PlayStation. Gosh, I really had some issues with this game running correctly, and you be the judge. This is just simple video footage. I had all sorts of issues recording this video. I had some capturing issues. My Xbox Series X was not playing nice with my Elgato 4KX. I had to bump down the resolution just to get this to work. So I had a separate hardware issue aside from any issues with this app. But screen tearing, resolution fuzziness are things being reported while playing this game, and I experienced it myself, and you be the judge. But like, it's just, I had issues with this game running optimally, and I think that's frustrating with such an old game. And it's really just, I don't know why there's issues, and I think it's a problem if you're trying to offer this app and promote Game Pass. Not having it run optimally, I think, is a problem. It just wasn't an enjoyable experience. I'd rather play that game in an emulator if it's going to run like that. Streaming, you're going to have issues like this. Now, playing classics like 2600, I think it's awesome that Microsoft's finally doing something with their Activision classic game IP. But on the other hand, these types of gamers typically are going to want a digital download, something that's not a streaming service, especially if you're going to have hiccups and issues, which people are reporting. I experienced it myself. I had to quit more than one game just because it wasn't working correctly. I had some resolution issues with the main issue. I have a wired connection, so I had to switch to that because my wireless connection was not working great with the streaming service. I have Antstream service, and so for whatever reason, the Antstream service works better than what I've witnessed, and hopefully they can fix that. So I know that this is a nice additional feature to Game Pass. It is free, so there's nice about that, but I wonder if the Activision Classics would be better served as an actual game. Definitely wish that they would team up with Digital Eclipse and have a documentary-style classic Activision games compilation. The Atari 50 is such a great way of playing classic Atari games, and I know a lot of people were clamoring for Activision 2600 games because they're some of the best on the system. Unfortunately, I don't think this is the best way of playing them. It is cool with achievements, and that's kind of a neat feature, but in this day and age, I think there's better ways of offering games than this. It's a real weird service. A lot of 2600 games. It's nice to see the DOS and Amiga offerings. They plan to release classic Blizzard games as well, so that's kind of cool. It'd be great to offer a Diablo, but only if it works right. To me, I'm always going to prefer a digital download, a physical release versus a streaming service, because if it doesn't run correctly, if there's resolution issues, fuzziness, frame rate issues, hiccups, screen tearing, all these things are being reported with this, and I'm seeing some of that. So, you know, for some people it may not be a big deal, and maybe you think this is a great service. Gosh, I really wanted to like this a lot, but after experiencing it a few sessions, and even the mouse control in the classic DOS games, I'm sure I can adjust the sensitivity, but it wasn't ideal. You know, playing a classic DOS game with a controller, give me an old school mouse. So it was playable, but is it ideal? No, it's not ideal. So, you know, maybe through PC, maybe that's just a better way of playing this. Game Pass through your PC, if you have that option. You know, for me, I'm probably not going to go back and play this, as I would rather experience a classic DOS game another way. The Adventures of Wally Beamish, you know, a game that many people love and enjoy. This is the Amiga version. It's pretty funny. But anyways, just thought I'd show that, you know, it ran okay. Am I going to go back and probably play this? I was just curious about it. I think it is an option for people. The 2600 games ran a little bit better. I mean, they hardly take up any bandwidth, so I could see that. I could see why they're offering those on this. Hopefully they adjust it and fix it. So far, this is not great. Not ideal. It's not something that I would want to pay money for. It's great that it's being offered on Game Pass as kind of like an additional feature, but they need to fix it. I was disappointed with my experience, and hopefully they can adjust that and offer more games and a better service so that people are more satisfied. So far, I think it's just a work in progress. I wish they would have fixed some things before releasing it, and that's my thoughts. What do you think? In the comments below, let me know. Thank you so much for viewing this video. If you like what you see, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell, as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.